Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did, because actually Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, was planting stories negative to Justin. And all Justin wanted to do, and it's all through the text messages. If the New York Times apparently reviewed 1,000 or more pages of text messages, they would have seen it. Justin never wanted to hurt her, never wanted to be negative to her. He wanted to protect the film, he wanted to protect himself, and he wanted to protect her from making negative allegations about him that were made up and that are proven in this case.
Blake Lively was left completely stunned on live television when Bryan Freedman made a comment that not only caught her off guard, but rendered her momentarily speechless. It was the kind of remark that silenced the atmosphere, turning what would normally be a lively exchange into an almost surreal stillness. Her usual charm and quick wit couldn't immediately ease the tension, leaving the moment suspended in a way that felt unlike anything viewers had seen before.
With the New York Times, her publicist worked directly with the New York Times. They shared illegally obtained text messages. They shared those together. They concocted a complaint that they filed with the Civil Rights Division. They omitted texts that would have provided context, texts that were in the exact same string that would have provided context of what was really going on. And in fact, they actually removed emojis from texts that show that there was satire and there was joking around by the PR crisis agents. I mean, the PR crisis agents.
Her signature sparkle seemed to waver, giving way to an expression that blended disbelief with a hint of ironic amusement. In a world where every word is analyzed and every reaction scrutinized, this brief silence spoke louder than any well-prepared comeback could. As the cameras captured every moment and the live audience watched in anticipation, it became evident that even the polished Blake Lively was not immune to the unpredictable nature of live television. Who would have thought that a single comment could leave a Hollywood icon momentarily, if only briefly, speechless?
Okay, so this is an excerpt from my new favorite book, which is the website that Justin Baldoni published, all about his correspondence with Blake Lively. And this is one of my favorite excerpts with my new favorite Game of Thrones character, Blake Lively. Are you ready for it? And him serving it back to her is just as important. You don't usually see both the man and the woman with such agency and humor. Anyway, I can act it out for you next week to make sure it comes through. Or I can send it now. Let me know what you prefer. XX. To which Justin Baldoni responded, "Sorry, I was just crying my eyes out as kids and family just left for another 5 weeks and it was a shit show. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji."
What was meant to be just another routine live broadcast quickly took an unexpected turn. Bryan Freedman, known for his offhand remarks and knack for stirring things, saw this particular evening as his chance to make a bold statement. Leaning into the microphone with a grin that hinted at mischief, he unleashed a comment that was as audacious as it was unfiltered. The words cut through the background chatter of the studio with surgical precision, leaving no room for pretense. With his trademark casualness, he brought up a subject that hit a little too close to home for Blake, a topic that had long been whispered about behind closed doors, but had never before been so boldly thrust into the harsh light of live television.
Ryan Freedman, Justin Baldoni's attorney, has just shot back at Blake Lively's motion to dismiss. Blake is abusing the legal system. 3 exclamation points. Ryan Freedman tells TMZ Ms. Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster.
What had been a typical conversation, cloaked in the familiar politeness of showbiz banter, suddenly took an unexpected twist. Bryan, with his signature, devilish grin and irreverent tone, casually dropped a remark that, on the surface, might have seemed trivial. Yet, in his delivery, laden with smug confidence and playful it became something far more provocative. In that split second, as his words hung in the air, the camera shifted to Blake Lively. Reaction was swift and unmistakable, an expression that seemed to silently ask, "Seriously? You can't be serious." Her eyes widened just enough to reveal she wasn't just processing the remark, but actively restraining the urge to snap back with a sharp retort. For a brief moment, the polished sheen of Hollywood faded, exposing a raw, human response, one that even the most seasoned celebrity couldn't have predicted.
How she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent who will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
Fully aware of the power his spontaneous remark held, couldn't resist pushing the situation even further. Each word he spoke oozed with a self-assuredness that made it impossible to ignore. Studio atmosphere, once light and easy, quickly shifted to something far more charged. An almost electric tension filled the air, the audience, a mix of industry insiders and loyal fans, leaned forward in anticipation, all wondering how this unscripted moment would unfold. Some spectators couldn't help but smirk at the irony of the situation. After all, it wasn't every day that a Hollywood star like Blake Lively was left momentarily speechless by a casual remark. Others, however, watched with bated breath, knowing full well that this was the kind of moment that would be dissected endlessly by tabloids, social media, and late-night hosts for weeks to come.
Has just shot back at Blake Lively's motion to dismiss. Blake is abusing the legal system. 3 exclamation points. Brian Freedman tells TMZ Ms. Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal system. Freedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. In his statement to TMZ, Freedman reiterated, as we said yesterday in response to Mr. Reynolds' same cowardly measures, we will continue to hold Ms. Lively accountable for her actions of pure malice, which include falsely accusing my clients of harassment and retaliation. Freedman summed it up by saying Blake's fantastical claims will be swiftly debunked as discovery moves forward, easily disproved with actual evidentiary proof.